Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video will provide a summary of the Ukrainian front, Russian losses within the 24 hours according to Ukrainians, and I will mention how Wagner Group, mercenary company or the military private contractor succeeded in, according to them, succeeding in taking over a settlement a little bit north of Bakhmut, therefore advancing and trying to complete the encirclement of Bakhmut, which is, according to the, I think it was yesterday, the British outlet I made a video on, it's 3/4 surrounded. It's only one way out of Bakhmut, in and out. So let's get going with this general summary of the Ukrainian front. And remember, all these articles come from Ukrainian media outlets. This article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from Sunday, February 12, 2023. Ukrainian defenders repel Russian attacks near 11 settlements and strike back, says General Staff. This is one article. And the other article is from Ukrainska Pravda. Ukrainian defenders kill almost 1,000 occupiers. This is within the past 24 hours. So let's go back to the initial article, or the main one. Ukrainian forces struck 19 times at Russian concentrations of forces, 2 times at the positions of anti-aircraft missile systems, and hit 14 enemy clusters of infantry. Also read here, Russian offensive observed on 5 areas, Ukraine's General Staff says. Now those 5 areas are Bakhmut, Avdiivka, Novopavlivka, Liman, and I think they started with Zaporizhzhia now. Here they are, a few of them here, but the Russian invasion force continued to prioritize offensive actions on the Kupiansk, Liman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Novopavlivka section of the front. Kupiansk is a little bit north. I got all that information right here. So we have Bakhmut in this area. This is Donetsk here. This is Luhansk, and Kupiansk right here. So this is Kupiansk right here. Then you have Bakhmut, Avdiivka, Novopavlivka, this going down south. Or if you want to look over this, and if you don't, I will make you. Here's Kupiansk is here somewhere. And then you got Liman, and then you got Bakhmut, and going down front. So this is where they prioritize. And Zaporizhzhia, of course, they are over there as well. So let's go back to this initial article. The General Staff said that on February 11th, the Russian army launched 12 missile strikes, 3 of which targeted civilian infrastructures in Kharkiv. Now, Kharkiv is right here, right? Right here in the north, Kharkiv. Very, very much in the north here. All right, and then you have here the Sumy Oblast, and then you have Chernihiv Oblast. Let's make this as like this, and you're gonna see where the whole thing happens. Let's put the Crimean Peninsula in there as well. So the Russians hit here, the Russians hit here, usually hit here, but they advance here. This is the area of their advancements. Nothing really happens here, but just bombardments. And Odessa, in this area right here, the Russians blew a bridge, important bridge, communication bridge and supply bridge. That was yesterday. I covered it in one video. So let's go back to this. All right, in Kharkiv, and 32 airstrikes, 6 of which involved Iranian-made Shahed 136 flying bomb drones. The enemy also fired over 90 times from multiple launch rocket systems. No significant changes or signs of the formation of offensive groups were detected on the Volyn-Polisia, Siversky, Slobozansky sections of the front in the north of Ukraine. More than 20 settlements came under enemy fire, 2 of which were targeted by the Russian airstrikes. And now we go to Kupiansk and Liman, right? Kupiansk and Liman. Liman is here, and Kupiansk is right here. So here, they're talking about this area, Liman and Kupiansk. So on the Kupiansk and Liman sections of the front in the east, the enemy fired mortar and artillery shells at more than 25 areas of settlements in the Kharkiv and Luhansk oblasts. On the Bakhmut, we're going a little bit south, section of the front in Donetsk Oblast, over 25 localities came under tank, mortar, and artillery fire, including Chasiv Yar and the city of Bakhmut itself. Now, on the Avdiivka and Novopavlivka, we move a little bit south. Section of the front areas, around 25 localities came under tank, mortar, and artillery fire, including Avdiivka and Vuhledar. Enemy airstrikes were recorded near Avdiivka, Vesele, Nevelske, and Marinka. On the Zaporizhzhia section of the front, now Zaporizhzhia is right here. Oh, what the hell am I talking about? Right here. I'm going to south right here. Let's see what happens. So in this span is right here, Zaporizhzhia. This is Zaporizhzhia. This is Zaporizhzhia, the town on the bank of the Dnieper River. So on the Zaporizhzhia section of the front, Vremivka and Novopil in Donetsk Oblast and 6 settlements in Zaporizhzhia Oblast itself came under fire. The enemy also conducted airstrikes in the areas of Mala, Tokmachka, and Kamyanske. Now, Mala Tokmachka, this is the second time I hear this name mentioned. I covered it yesterday, and it's something new. I want to pay attention. If that becomes a hot spot, I will focus my attention on that. On the Kherson section, now this Kherson is the lowest, right here. Kherson, city of Kherson is right here, again on the bank of the Dnieper River, Kherson Oblast. So in the Kherson section of the front in southern Ukraine, Russian artillery fire hit the suburbs of Kherson city itself, as well as areas in the vicinities of probably more than 30 other settlements, including Berislav and Stanislav in Kherson Oblast. The invading forces also launched an airstrike near Zmivny, and this is, I don't know what this is. Ukraine's general, I don't know yet what this is. We're going to see if it's going to be shown again and mentioned. I will definitely look into that. Ukraine's general staff added that that in the Russian-occupied towns of Brylivka and Novokivsky in the Kherson Oblast, which is down south, the occupational local administration is trying to seize housing from the locals. In particular, the Russian military are actively going door to door and checking citizens' residence permits and documents for the housing ownership. Abandoned houses are sealed with notice stating that the premises have become the property of the so-called occupation local administration. Again, Russian military. About 3 days ago, I started complaining, crying, whining that I don't see these guys when they report the news or give us updates. They don't refer to, or they don't make a distinction between Russian military, Russian troops, Russian forces, because Russian troops is troops of Russian descent or belonging to something with Russia. And Russian troops could be Wagner group is a Russian troop, auxiliaries troops are auxiliaries and are Russian troops, could be Kadyrovites, could be considered Russian troops because they're on the Russian, volunteers could be. So I wanted to make sure that I hear Russian military, which is Russian military, or Russian army. I never hear Russian army. Russian army is the Russia's army per se, which is very little compared with its possibility. This why is, and lately, being the last 3 days, is like these guys heard me or something, and now they say Russian military. One time I read Russian army. I was like, oh my God, the first time. Look and see that they will use Russian forces, Russian troops, something like that, invaders and other names. Now let's go to the next one here. From Ukrainska Pravda, Ukrainian defenders kill almost 1,000 occupiers. Now this right here, and this one look like women. These are Russians, obviously, by the flag over there. Ukrainian defenders have killed almost 900 Russian occupiers and destroyed 13 tanks and 14 armored combat vehicles. This article is from today, February 12th, Sunday. So that was yesterday. I mean, at the time that this thing was written at 1:26 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, details total combat losses of the Russian forces between 24 February 2022 and 12 February 2023 are estimated as follows: approximately 137,780 military personnel, 3,280 tanks, 6,488 armored vehicles. This is what they say. Let's see airplanes. Fixed wing aircraft, 296. So 300 helicopters, 286. Let's say 300. So this is what they say. Now, this is where I'm going to start far, actually, with this one. Here in Bakhmut, Prigozhin and Wagner Group said that they, right here, they captured a town north of Bakhmut and closing in Bakhmut. Now, Bakhmut is right here. The Americans, the Brits, I'm sorry, intelligence services said, hey, Bakhmut is surrounded like so, and the only way out is somewhere here, south or southeast, right here. Now, the town these guys claim, and they posted pictures and videos, is from here next to Paraskivivka, which is the town is called Krasna Hora. So this is Krasna Hora right here, and this is Bakhmut. This is where Wagner Group operates and took over, so moving down southeast a little bit, south. Now, Wagner Group said that they operate on a radius of 50 kilometers. So 50 kilometers, let's say, from Krasna Hora, I will take this Paraskovivka as a reference because it shows on the map. From here, this is 5 kilometers here, so let's put it bigger, 10 kilometers. Doesn't show, make it like 5. That's 10 times. That will be from here to, let's say, where my hand is here. So the whole thing, this is 10 kilometers. So that means they are in a radius of 10 kilometers. So this is the radius, like almost the same, the whole map here, the whole thing, where Wagner Group operates, according to Prigozhin. So this is with an article, with an update, with a general update of the Ukrainian front coming from the Ukrainian media outlets. Some information on the estimates of Russian losses in the 24 hours and since the invasion military operation started, 22nd, they say over there, 20, but it's 24, I think, of 24 of February 2022, and whatever Prigozhin and Wagner claim they achieved. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.